Many channels say all you need to start YouTube is the camera you have. Well, I'm using the camera I have and I don't like the sound of it. I need to change my sound. I need to sound like this. Oh, that's so much better. Deeper, richer. All right, so what's next? I want to change the look, so I need to change my camera. All right, let's do that. I love it. But it's still not awesome. I need to change the angle of this. I need you to feel like you're a part of my space. So this is all right. We have a little bit more intimate space, but I still feel like you're sitting in a chair across from me. Wow, this is great. We're getting closer. I think we need to play with some camera settings and add some professional lighting because it's kind of flat right now. Nice lighting sacks in. We have a desk. We have lighting. But I think there's just one last finishing touch. Some background lighting. And there we go. Stay tuned and I'll show you behind the scenes of all of this and much more. Welcome back to another video. My name is John Saxon, and the goal of my videos are to help improve your life by 1% every day. And by the end of this video, I want you to feel knowledgeable and comfortable enough to help make that next step for a YouTube channel. Wanting to start a YouTube channel can be very daunting. I know I felt that way just a month ago when I started my YouTube channel. It's hard to even want to be a video creator and just submit videos to different social media platforms. Where do you start? Sure, you can just pick up your phone and start recording, but like my intro, you may find very quickly that the quality is not what you're looking for. And today I'm going to talk about starting a YouTube channel from my unique perspective. I watched a lot of YouTube videos on how to start a YouTube channel, and the common trend is figure out what you want to talk about. Record what you want to talk about with your phone. Don't expect fame and fortune out of the gates, and it's a lot harder than you think. Those videos are full of great information, but you're left with doing the research yourself. They talk about how to start a YouTube channel, but they don't actually go into the detail. That's what I want to do with you today. The unique perspective that I bring is that I don't have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. I only started posting a few weeks ago. So everything is super fresh in my mind. So the things I want to cover with you today, I'm going to move out of the way so that I can have lots of space for my menu. The first and most important thing is, there's my cat. The first and most important thing is getting your mind right. The next is going into your mission and vision. Then I'm going to pull my camera off the mount and I'm going to show you the studio and how to achieve this level of production with your first video. I'm going to go into the specific tech I'm using as well, some of the editing tools I'm using, show you quickly how to make YouTube banners and thumbnails, and if you stick with me to the very end, I'll show you some tips and tricks that I've learned along the way, even just after my first 2 videos, with my video workflow and how to save you hours of frustration. I'm popping in a note post-production here that I forgot one menu item that I also want to include, how to do an intro. And the one thing that I'm not going to go into is actually how to set up the YouTube channel itself. There's lots of videos on how to do it, and I'm going to post one in the description for you. So get a cup of tea and sit back and relax because I think this is going to be a long video. The first is getting your mind right. I have a lot of talking notes, so I'm going to move my laptop over so that it's easier for me to talk to you. Before starting a YouTube channel, I really had to dig deep and think about what excites me, what gets me up in the morning, and what have been some common trends in my life. Some key points. I've always been in IT, empowering people and business. I ran a web hosting business for 14 years, which was built to help people. I've run multiple blogs over the years, and doing a YouTube video, I get to deal with technology, music, and lighting. So I realized from all of those things together that YouTube is the creative outlet that I'm looking for, and I would enjoy the process because happiness is a journey, not a destination. And in many cases, I believe that making YouTube videos is going to require a lot of yours and my free time if you want to try to put out a video a week. So, what is your passion? Do you know? Because if you don't, I have 2 videos that I want you to watch that I'm going to put in the description. One is from Jay Shetty on finding and pursuing your passion. It's an awesome video. And the other is from an awesome creator, Sean Tucker, who gives a straight up talk about starting YouTube. I really think if you watch those YouTube videos, that it will help set the stage in your mind for what's coming next. The next thing we're going to jump into is mission and vision. Now that you know what your passion is, I'm going to pretend that you do. Do you know what your mission and vision is for the channel? What are you going to do on a day-to-day basis? How are you going to bring value to the videos, to the viewers? That's your mission. And your vision? What's the big grandiose plan for your channel? Where do you want to take this in 5 years if it takes off? For my channel, today I'm focusing on individual growth. But one day I hope to be able to focus on community growth or even larger than that. That's my dream. Now we get into the fun stuff. I'm going to show you around the studio. If I zoom out here, I'm going to walk back. And here's the studio. It's just a corner in my basement. I think having a corner in the basement is ideal because then you can always come back to that same space and record whenever you want and not have to set up your lighting and equipment all over again. So I'm going to start with these lights. These lights I found on Amazon for about $15 each, and you can change the color into whatever color you want. Then for the wall itself, I decided to use art from my family. Here's a photograph that I took myself, and these pieces of art over here are paintings that my sister painted herself. And if you like these, I have the link to her website in the description, radiantart.ca. Over here, I just put some interesting things on the wall that I thought would be interesting, like my first camera, a DS, my Nikon, some old PDA, a Bluetooth phone, and my Kindle. Now if I swing around here, you can see this is my basement. Lighting is very important to have studio lighting that's showing your face. You want to have a 45-degree angle of the camera mount, which is sitting right here, and this is the key light that faces my face. The other light you want to have is the light that's facing the side of you so that it illuminates the side of your face, so that your face is not so dark. The next thing that I want to bring to light is the table itself. Having a cool perspective from the camera angle of looking up at you makes it interesting for the viewer. And when you zoom in with the camera, it just makes it an interesting perspective. So one part I haven't shown is the sound. Well, I use this Tascam DR05, and guess what? I actually have the mic duct taped in my shirt. That's a cool trick I learned from another video. So that's the studio. I hope you like it. Now the part that's hard to show you is the camera that I'm actually using. So I'm going to pull out my phone and start recording from this. So here's the camera placement that I use. It's a Canon M50, and from my research, one of the best YouTube cameras to start out with. It does great 1080p. It's not perfect at 4K, but I decided to keep my life simple by not having to work on 4K video. The last little secret weapon that I wanted to show you that helps bring action shots to my videos is this. This is the smallest action cam I've ever seen. This is the Insta360 Go. And one of the coolest things it can do is that you can wear this under your shirt. I'm not going to put it under my shirt because I have my mic there. And then you can just clip it on and start running. And that's how I've done some of the shots in my videos. the next thing I want to do is show you some of the editing tools I'm using. The first, of course, is my MacBook Pro. There's no way around it. If you want to use Final Cut Pro to edit, you need a Mac, so you have to go buy a Mac if you don't have one. The next, as I alluded to, I use Final Cut Pro for editing. That's my tool of choice. It's very powerful, and the more you learn how to use it, the more amazing your videos are going to become. With iMovie, at some point you're going to hit a limitation and you may have to move up to Final Cut Pro. And because it has a different interface, you're going to be kind of starting over. So my suggestion would be to start out with the more advanced tool. So next, there's two online tools that I use, Canva.com and Epidemic Sound. And I just want to show you those now. So hopping over to Canva.com, it's totally free and you can just sign up and log in. When you want to create a design, the two things that I do are YouTube thumbnails and YouTube channel art. Here's YouTube channel art and here's YouTube thumbnail. If we hop into YouTube thumbnail, you can see how quickly it is to start a thumbnail. I'll run over to my uploads here. This was one of the recent videos I did. All I have to do is drag it over here, make it the size that I want, make it full screen, go over to text, add some text, take out the parts that you don't want, name it what you want, move the text around, and you're done. Next, you can just download the file and then upload it to YouTube. The other thing I wanted to show you is Epidemic Sound. I love Epidemic Sound because the one thing that you don't have to worry about is copyright infringement. They have many thousands of songs and sound effects that you can use worry-free. And you can go to Epidemic Sound right now using the link in my description, and you can check out all the music and sounds without even signing up. But if I quickly show you, if I want to do a search for upbeat music, here there's lots of albums that I can choose from, and here I can choose upbeat music. And if I want restless upbeat music, I can scroll through all the different types of music, and if I want restless running music, I can do that. You can also choose by beats per minute, length, vocals, genre, and it even lets you take the music apart. So you can download the pieces of the music if you only want part of the music, like the beat or the vocals. It's so amazing. I can't sing their praises enough, and they're not paying me to say that. And let me tell you what your alternative is to surf YouTube for royalty-free music, which isn't always royalty-free. And the biggest problem is, if you happen to hit copyright infringement 3 times, YouTube's gonna delete your channel. So personally, I don't even think it's worth taking the risk. When you get heavily into creating content, you want to be able to churn through the content quickly and have all the different types of music at your disposal. Music is a big part of how your videos come across, and having a large selection is awesome. All right, the next thing I want to show you is the intro. Hopping over to my screen here, I do want to point out that I do have a royalty-free music here, which is not Epidemic Sound. My rationale for that was that if my intro that's going to be used in every video has music from Epidemic Sound, then I always have to have a subscription. I'm sold with them now, but I created this intro before I signed on with Epidemic Sound. I hope that makes sense. Anyway, back to the intro. My intro is only about 10 seconds, and I think an intro should be really short. So I have 4 quick video clips that I found, transitions in between, and then my title screen. And then I figured as I get cooler footage, I can just insert those video clips over top of the footage I have now. And my intro will adapt and change over time. Now this is an interesting time shift. We're going to hop over into the video that I'm actually creating right now. And what I can do when I want to take the intro, I can select it all, Then I can just go over to my current video and go to this section. And there we go. Stay tuned and I'll show you behind the scenes of all of this and much more. And I can paste in my intro here. And there, now I have an intro. And I'll show you behind the scenes of all of this and much more. So adding an intro into every video is super easy once it's created. We're getting near the end. Now we're in the tips and tricks section. And here are the tips and tricks I want to show you. So the first is master audio overlay. Having a master audio track is super helpful for your video. In my case, it's from my lav mic here, and I use the audio from my Canon and my screen recording to synchronize with my lav mic. And if we come over into Final Cut here, in my current video, you can see that I have audio and video together. The camera creates video and the Tascam creates audio, so to combine them, I right-click and click Synchronize Clips. And then what that does is creates a synchronized clip down here. And then I can drag that synchronized clip into the timeline, and it gives me the audio from the Tascam and the video from the Canon. And that's how you get amazing audio all the time. The next super important tip that I learned is multicam editing. This is very useful if you have multiple cameras, or a camera and a screen recording, or actually a video clip where you want to take the video and change it within the same video. This sounds confusing, but I'll show you right now. So over here, this number 1 is the video from my Canon and the audio from the Tascam. But I also wanted to include the original video from my Nikon camera, which I started shooting with, because that's the section over here where I started saying the audio is no good. Many channels say all you need to start YouTube is the camera you have. Well, I'm using the camera I have, and I don't like the sound of it. I need to change my sound. I need to sound like this. So how did I do that? I took the number 1, combined video with audio, and went up here to my Nikon footage, right-click, and click New Multicam Clip. And what that did was create a multicam clip down here where I can drag over here. So the confusing part is this is a multicam clip, but you don't see the multiple camera angles. So what you need to do is to go up to the view here and click on angles. And now you see the 2 different clips, one that has my better audio and one that doesn't. So then I can start editing, and I can just click on the camera that I want, and Final Cut will make the edit as I go. Many channels say all you need is the camera. I just click on it. Many channels say all you need to start YouTube is the camera you have. Well, I'm using the camera I have, and I don't like the sound of it. So if you see down here, Final Cut is actually making the cuts as I go, which is totally awesome. And that's how you can take multiple cameras or multiple video types and play producer by looking at the different screens and clicking 1, 2, 3, 4 on your keyboard, or just clicking as you want to switch the views. And that, boom, is how you level up your videos. The last super cool tip that I want to show you is from another YouTuber who made an awesome like and subscribe Final Cut project, which I'm linking down below, but I want to share it. And that video helps you make this, so that you can use that on any video in the future. Cool, we're at the end. If you stuck with me this far, thank you very much. And I'll definitely see in the metrics of my video afterwards if you actually stuck with me. I hope you have found this video useful and that I've provided you with enough information to help make a decision for the next step of whether you want to move forward with a YouTube channel or not. I also hope that you see the thought and focus that I put into my videos to make sure I'm delivering high quality content and not wasting your time. Even though I only have a few subscribers, please don't be scared to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. so that I know you enjoy my content and that I can continue to bring you videos that help improve your life by 1% every day. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.